Hey guys, how you all doing? Today we're going to be taking a look at a little game called Bitshifter. This game is on Steam right now, and you can go and purchase this game if you like. There will be a link in the description below. It does have controller support, so we will be playing with the controller today. And let's get straight in there. So Bitshifter is kind of like one of those games that you expect to see almost. The way it scores you is like a mobile game, should we say. There's levels, we do levels, we get scored, and it's like a mobile game. But it isn't a mobile game. Basically you have to use your guys, which are known as bitmen, so to speak, and you have to stop a virus from reaching a stream, a data stream. And that's basically the game. There's various different levels and various different things to collect throughout, and it's fairly simple and quite fun as well. So you notice as we get into it that visually the game is kind of strange. I'm on a later level in the game now, so we'll go with this. And it says the virus was hard to contain on that last circuit, and it's about the big makers. Do you think you could give me some way to clean the virus myself? And our gun has been reprogrammed, and now we actually have a way to shoot the spot and clean up the virus. And the virus appears as this sort of red stuff here. Now, one thing I will say is that this game is quite demanding for some reason. Visually, it's as you can see, it's quite basic, but it's still very demanding on the old PC. So I reckon that it actually has some optimization issues here and there, because I couldn't play on my laptop at all, and I'm running a AMD Kaveri 750 APU right now, and it still struggles a little bit to hit those better frames. So controls are basic with a controller. It's, you know, analog stick to move around. You've got sort of, I think it's L1, yep, L1 to raise and R1 to lower down. And as you can see at the bottom of the screen, we do have a time that it takes. So we want to do this kind of as quick as possible and get it done rather quickly. Now, sound effects are pretty simple. The music's quite nice. There's no voice acting as of yet. So we can flash a BIOS, and let's go and take a look. So it's quite a complex game, but it's a very basic looking game. It's actually a really quite addictive game once you get into it. So through we go, and pop out the other side. The controls also on the controller are a little slow, maybe a bit quicker on PC. For raising and lowering, it's a little bit on the slow side. But the idea is, I collect all of these because I'm sad and I like collecting stuff. Oh, we missed some. So yeah, it's a pretty basic looking game, but to be honest, it's not a bad game. It depends what you're looking for in a game. If you're looking for something that looks simplistic or it looks a little retro but has an interesting premise, then you know, this game might be for you. It is fairly interesting to play through. It's just quite a demanding game, which I find very strange. I think, like I say, optimization I think is the issue here. If this game is optimized more fairly soonish, I think the game could run on pretty much, you know, any system going. So as you see, we now have some options here. We can use cleaner bomb, health. So let's take that, and we can fire cleaner bombs now, and we'll see how much of the virus that actually removes. Quite a bit. And these will regenerate over time, so they don't regenerate instantly. You do have to wait for them to regenerate a bomb. And as you can see right now, there's quite a lot of virus about. And once the virus, as you defeat the virus, it will slowly try and crawl back into the spots you've removed, and eventually you'll get to a point where the virus either wins or you've won the level, and then you'll get scored with stars on how well and how quick you did the level. And there are enemies and stuff you can shoot. There's these guys that shoot things at you, trying to destroy your ship. But it all looks very basic and it all feels very, very retro in a sense. And that isn't a bad thing. But like I say, the main issue is just the optimization in general. Because it really does make the experience feel a little jumpy at times, with the frame rates being kind of inconsistent. And they should be consistent on most hardware, judging by the visual fidelity alone. And the other issue is there isn't really much of an option to change how well or how bad the game looks. So you only have a field of view. You can change the field of view, and while this does make for a slightly smoother experience at times, it just makes the game feel a little less fun because you can't see as far ahead as you could before, and so you have to rely on your own senses to get stuff correctly done and going to the same spot. Now you see these little bitmen here. If we put them down to work, which we should be able to do with the firing button. I think it's the left trigger if I'm not mistaken, or one of the two. Yeah, there we go. These little bitmen will actually work to clean up the mess, so to speak. And each level is fairly big, so you kind of do need that draw distance to make everything visible in order to be able to make the gameplay a little bit more fun. But this is Bitshifter, and I've played it for quite a while. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know if I should recommend it or not, because it's one of those games. It definitely needs improvement, you know, without doubt. It needs improving a hell of a lot. Even if they don't necessarily need to improve the visuals, they just need to improve the optimization. Because I do quite like the art style that they've gone with here. But I think that they could optimize and improve visuals at the same time. That would be nice. Because essentially we're looking at a game that looks like it could be played on the last generation of consoles, if not, you know, even further behind that. It does look nice. You know, the spaceship looks really nice and sharp. There are things that look good, but there's also a lot of stuff that just looks a little bit unfinished. And I think the game may be unfinished. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure. I got this. I got it quite a while ago to take a look at, and I think it has been released now. I don't think it's early access anymore. I think it has been released. So essentially, it's a product, a final product we'll be purchasing. And for that reason, you know, it just seems like it's a little bit unfinished still. But it's still in the stages of early access. Then I think that quite possibly this game, you know, is definitely worth a buy. But what you're seeing right now is essentially what you're getting. Luckily, the developers are involved in making this game a lot better, and they're constantly improving it. I've had quite a few patches since I've had this game downloaded to it, and it has improved the game somewhat. But it will be interesting to see how long they support the game for. There is no multiplayer as such; it's purely a single-player experience. But it is quite a fun game, guys. It's quite fun. So if you want to check it out, if you want to go check this game out, then please do so. There will be a link in the description below. And this is essentially what you'll be doing throughout the whole game. So although there's a little bit of a mix to it, you know, you do get these bits that change up the pace a little. But other than that, you know, this is the game. And if you're interested in that kind of thing, then go check it out. If you want to let me know what you thought of the gameplay, then you know, then let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if you've got this game, if you've played it, what you think of it, and I shall see you soon with another video, guys. Thank you very much. Cheers.